You know that moment when someone says, just stop overthinking, and you want to scream? Because if you could just stop, don't you think you would have by now? Today, I'm going to tell you something that might change everything. Your anxiety isn't a character flaw. It isn't weakness, and it definitely isn't just in your head. It's real, it's valid, and there's actual science behind why your brain works this way. Let me paint a picture that might feel painfully familiar. You're lying in bed at 2 a.m., replaying that moment from the team meeting where you stumbled over your words, and your heart is racing like you just ran a marathon, except all you did was try to present an idea. And then comes that voice. Maybe it's your own. Maybe it's someone else's echoing in your head, saying, why are you making such a big deal out of this? Just get over it. Other people don't have this problem. You've heard it all, haven't you? Just think positive. You're too sensitive. Everyone gets nervous sometimes. And each time someone says these things, you feel smaller, more broken, more alone. Because what they don't understand is that you're not choosing to feel this way. You're not being dramatic. You're not weak. You're someone who can analyze complex problems, deliver exceptional work, handle incredible pressure. But the thought of speaking up in a meeting makes your palms sweat and your mind go blank. You're someone who cares deeply, thinks thoroughly, notices everything, which means you also notice every micro-expression, every pause, every possible way things could go wrong. Here's what I need you to understand, and I mean really internalize. Your anxious brain isn't broken. It's actually highly sophisticated. What you're experiencing isn't just in your head in the dismissive way people mean it. It's neurological, it's physiological, and it's completely real. Let me explain what's actually happening in your brain. When you walk into that networking event or prepare for that presentation, your amygdala, your brain's alarm system, detects what it perceives as social threat. Now, this isn't your fault. This system evolved to keep our ancestors alive. Being rejected by the tribe meant death, so your brain developed an incredibly sensitive social radar. But here's the fascinating part. Anxious brains are often more empathetic, more creative, and more detail-oriented. Research shows that people with social anxiety are better at reading facial expressions, more accurate at detecting social threats, and often more conscientious workers. Your sensitivity isn't a bug. It's a feature that comes with some challenging side effects. Dr. Susan David from Harvard talks about emotional granularity, the ability to distinguish between different emotional states with precision. Anxious achievers often have incredibly high emotional granularity. You don't just feel bad, you can identify exactly which type of anxiety you're feeling, what triggered it, and how it's affecting your body. This is actually a superpower, disguised as a struggle. Your nervous system isn't overreacting. It's responding exactly as it was designed to. It's based on past experiences, genetic predisposition, and neurological wiring. When someone tells you it's just in your head, what they're really doing is invalidating a very real neurobiological experience. It's like telling someone with a broken leg that the pain is just in their head, because you can't see the fracture on the X-ray. Step 1. Normalize your nervous system response, the of course technique. Instead of fighting your anxiety, start acknowledging it with compassion. When you feel that familiar flutter before a presentation, instead of thinking, why am I like this? Try thinking, of course I'm feeling anxious. I care about doing well, and my brain is trying to help me prepare for something important. Let me give you a real example. Sarah, a software developer I know, used to berate herself for getting nervous before code reviews. She started using this phrase, of course I'm feeling this way. I'm about to show my work to people I respect. I want to do my best. My anxiety is actually showing me how much I care about quality. This simple reframe transformed her relationship with her pre-presentation nerves. The neuroscience behind this is powerful. When you validate your emotional experience instead of fighting it, you're activating your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain, which helps regulate the amygdala's alarm response. You're literally rewiring your brain to be more compassionate toward yourself. Step 2. Translate your anxiety into actionable intel. The what is this telling me method. Your anxiety isn't random noise. It's information. High-achieving anxious individuals often have anxiety that's trying to communicate something important. Instead of dismissing it, start treating it like a very concerned friend who's terrible at communication. Here's how this works in practice. When you feel anxious about a networking event, Instead of just pushing through or avoiding it, pause and ask, what is this anxiety trying to tell me? Maybe it's saying I need more preparation. Maybe it's saying I need a strategy for starting conversations. Maybe it's saying I need an exit plan so I feel safe. I remember working with a marketing manager named David who would get intense anxiety before a client calls. Instead of just suffering through it, he started listening to what his anxiety was telling him. It turned out his anxiety was highlighting that he didn't have enough information about the client's background. Once he started doing deeper research before calls, his anxiety decreased significantly because his brain felt more prepared for potential scenarios. Your anxiety often contains wisdom about what you need to feel more confident and prepared. When you honor this wisdom, instead of dismissing it, you transform anxiety from an enemy into an advisor. Step 3. Build your evidence file the proof collection system. One of the cruelest tricks anxiety plays is making you forget your wins while magnifying your perceived failures. Anxious achievers often have a mental folder labeled "times I messed up" that they can recall in vivid detail, but struggle to remember concrete examples of their successes. You need to actively counter this by building what I call your evidence file. This isn't just a list of accomplishments. It's a collection of proof that contradicts your anxiety's narrative about your capabilities. Start documenting 3 types of evidence: times you handled something better than you expected, positive feedback you've received, even small comments, and moments when you felt genuinely confident or capable. Write them down with specific details. For example, instead of just writing "got promoted," write "got promoted after successfully leading the website redesign project, which came in on time and under budget despite initial technical challenges. My manager specifically mentioned my problem-solving skills and attention to detail." Here's the psychology. Your brain has a negativity bias. It's wired to remember threats more vividly than positive experiences. By actively collecting evidence of your competence, you're creating a more balanced internal database that your rational mind can access. When anxiety tries to convince you that you're not capable, think of it like building a legal case for yourself. When anxiety acts as the prosecutor, listing all the ways you might fail, you need evidence to present as the defense attorney. The more specific and detailed your evidence, the more convincing it becomes to your own brain. I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine a version of yourself who fully understands that your sensitivity is a strength, not a weakness. Someone who knows that your careful consideration isn't overthinking, it's thoroughness. Someone who recognizes that your awareness of social dynamics isn't paranoia, it's emotional intelligence. This version of you doesn't have magically less anxiety. They have a completely different relationship with it. They see anxiety as information rather than evidence of inadequacy. They understand that their nervous system's vigilance is actually a testament to how much they care about doing things well. You are not too much. You are not broken. Now, you are not weird for needing more time to process, for feeling things deeply, or for wanting to understand the social landscape before you navigate it. You are a thoughtful, conscientious person in a world that often rewards quick decisions and surface-level interactions. Your anxiety doesn't define your potential. It's simply one part of a complex, intelligent, deeply caring human being who happens to have a very sophisticated alarm system. The path forward isn't about eliminating anxiety, it's about partnering with it, understanding its language, and using its insights while not letting it drive the car. If this resonated with you, I've created an entire series about transforming your relationship with anxiety from the inside out. The next video I want you to watch is about the confidence paradox. Why trying to feel confident actually makes anxiety worse, and what to do instead. You'll find it right here, and I promise it will give you a completely different framework for thinking about confidence that actually works for anxious achievers. Remember, you don't need to be fixed because you were never broken. You just need better tools for working with the incredible mind you have.